Buddhist is those who follow the Buddha's teaching, which means that they study the Buddhism, and then in Buddhism, that their kind of like essence of their teaching is that not to harm any single sentient being, and because they all are like in so many levels that in one way generally from the Mayan point of view, all sentient beings, even these insects and so forth, that there are one or other lifetime is like one's mother or father, that which have been very kind and compassionate and just affectionate to oneself. So how it is possible as one who followed the Buddha's teaching that to kind of like to understand that nature and then can be violent to kind of take anybody's life or to be harmful and to be very negative, which is supposed to be not possible. So that is why the kind of sense of the non-violence. And not only that, Buddha's teaching in generally, kind of all the violence activity is anyway negative. And no any other, I think any other religion may accept violence. And the general culture of this world, kind of every, single being, people, nobody, like that the violence. So that is why, kind of based on the truth and reality and experiences of the beings, that these, followers that, like have to train their mind to understand this, teaching that through which one should not be, kind of like creating any kind of harm to any single sentient being. And according to that, then the as a Buddhist, just if follow, then that where one not involved in any kind of violence activity. So that is why they want to be always non-violence, that based on the like a compassion and loving kindness and caring for all other sentient beings, just seeing that all other sentient beings are same like oneself. Any individually, nobody wants to be harmed. Nobody wants that, taking one's life somebody. And nobody wants, somebody to hate and, kind of angry at you. So, according to that, these teachings are given very detailed in Buddhism. So that who follow the Buddha's teaching and then train their mind and then have this understanding so that they could become non-violence, which is the, kind of like a, in Sanskrit what it says, ahimsa. And because of that, like a, kind of as follow Buddha's teaching, the essence of the Dharma teaching is, the compassion. Not to take anybody's life and not to harm anybody's life and not to create any kind of like disturbance to, a kind of like any sentient being. So according to that, then it is also, like a, what's a Buddha, kind of says that one who harms, any other sentient being's life, indirectly or indirectly, is not really appreciated. So that is why, kind of with the sense of compassion, realizing that, how many, like animals are killed for like, kind of meat, like, kind of cows and buffalo, chickens, and, all these animals, that they also have the same feeling, when they were just kind of like a torture, it's kind of big suffering. And when they are, kind of killed, of course they have pain. And at the same time, how they are just being kind of like treated very badly. And, kind of some it's kind of like very strange. Some, kind of to take their life, they torture, and then finally kill. So seeing all those, it is already just kind of like a, what's a heartbreaking, that how they are, anyway. How much? Mm, how much they are suffering. So with that, kind of feeling and understanding that one could, based on that, with that understanding, with that feeling, with that, sense of compassion, loving kindness, caring for all those beings, then if one just kind of become a vegetarian, that would be, kind of like a more meaningful and beneficial, and oneself not involved in any sort of, kind of harm to any being, just directly or indirectly. Even those, kind of like who eat meat, of course, they directly, they, ask, kind of kill this and kill that, animal, and but kind of like in the now in the West, or almost all over in the world, all these, kind of all different kinds of meats are there, and so that's why they don't involve directly taking the life, but indirectly, kind of like if there is no much, kind of, for example, like if there is no much people eating, beef, then who is going to slaughter the beefs? If there is no much, kind of eating the, shrimps, then who is going to, kind of like kill all those shrimps? And similar like that, like not necessarily people say, oh, you become vegetarian, but, kind of animals are still there, are other people can eat. It not necessarily it can reduce, but the thing is they to understand how much they are, kind of suffering. Even they say shrimps or lobsters, some, they have this very fresh restaurant, they fry immediately, and then how much, kind of like suffering is there. And one can imagine if that is oneself, then how much, and unfortunately they have no any kind of like language or anything to say, oh, please don't kill me, kind of save me, just and so that what it is, the animals, kind of the ignorance, that karmic, negative karmic ripening to them, and that they are falling into more, kind of like a suffering. So that way, kind of becoming vegetarian, if you really follow, kind of Buddha's, teaching, and because earlier it said, non-violence. So violence can be, like directly or indirectly causing somebody's life. Then again, just, the, here again, just, eating meat, kind of this doesn't, kind of like match. They're earlier saying, oh, Buddhists, in reality, just one truly follow Buddha's teaching, then, kind of non-violence, and then that because of the, kind of compassion, and then also directly or indirectly not to harm. And not only that, to attain enlightenment, have to have that, kind of like compassion, or what is called non-conceptual compassion, and the, like a immeasurable compassion. To attain enlightenment, that has to develop. And then on the one side, kind of like oneself causing, somebody's life, then how it can become immeasurable compassion. So that is why, kind of as a Buddhist, that you have to, kind of like understand this. At the same time, it is not just only for the Buddhists to follow. in reality, kind of the nature of life is same, kind of. So that is why, if they understand this, kind of non-violence, and then, be, just kind and compassionate to other beings, and then if they, kind of take as a vegetarian, kind of it is good. But also, people say, oh, vegetarian also this, vegetables and fruits and all this planting also kill many, germs. So that is also, kind of related with that. And if we think of that, then we cannot eat anything. Everything is related with, kind of beings. Even drinking water, also there are invisible, kind of whatever bacteria and so forth. So there is, kind of like it's not just only whether taking somebody's life or not, it's more training one's mind, how one can be more compassionate and loving and caring for all other sentient beings equally, without any kind of distinction or partiality.